Brad Pitt's not your friend. He has no idea who the you are.
Hello and welcome back. Today's episode we talk about parasocial relationships. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Couch Project. As always, you're joined by myself, Hayden, Ethan, Tom, Lachlan, and Kai. How are you, boys?
Yeah, good, thanks, man.
I'm fantastic.
Yeah, pretty good.
Hayden, how are you, Hayden?
I'm alright, not too bad, plodding along. I just want to apologise to the listeners that you didn't get our episode last week. There was a couple of issues with editing and took longer than we expected. So this week we're getting 2 episodes. So
Yeah.
Hopefully we can make up for it.
we're making up for it.
Yeah.
That's our plan. Anyway, today, this episode will be on parasocial relationships and what is parasocial relationship and the effects it can have on people in our society. But before we get into that, we're going to start off with some icebreakers by Ethan.
I'm just going to pick one randomly. Would you rather be able to control animals with your mind or control electronics with your mind?
Electronics. 100%.
Yeah, I'd say electronics.
Dude.
I'd like...
No, animals.
Animals would be a lot more...
I'd be like fucking sick. Just
Animals would be a lot more, like, I guess, less lonely.
Electronics is more realistic.
So electronics would be very useful.
I would be like fucking Cinderella in this bitch. Or Snow White. Snow White. That's the one.
Not Cinderella.
Yeah, not Cinderella.
Yeah, I'd say animals.
Cinderella talks to fucking mice.
Okay.
Sorry, Kai.
All right,
Didn't realise this was such a touchy subject.
Cinderella got mice, and then you got Snow White, who has literally the whole forest at her disposal.
If she can talk to mice...
She talks to mice, mate.
If she can talk to mice, surely...
She can control
Yeah,
them,
but
bro.
you know what else? The biggest aspect of that whole movie is the fact that she's in a magical castle that has a beast in it, and there's pots that talk, there's a kettle that talks,
That's
not
Cinderella.
That's a different one.
We're gone.
That's Beauty and the Beast.
That's Beauty and the Beast.
That's Beauty and the Beast.
Which one's Cinderella?
Bro, boy doesn't even know Disney.
Oh my god. Cinderella's the one where she likes
Cinderella's the
slipper.
the
Slipper.
evil
stepsisters
and the
Yeah.
It's fairies?
The pumpkin carriage.
Yeah, the pumpkin carriage. There's a horse.
Okay,
we need to
next
stop.
would you rather?
Tommy,
Okay, ready?
you
This is quite a random would you rather. Okay, so would you rather be an average person in the present or a king of a large country 2,500 years
Yeah,
ago?
I'm pretty sure the
that's a
second
dumb
option.
question.
Yeah.
No, if I was an Egyptian...
I'm going to be king.
No, I want to be an Egyptian king, bro.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
You
It's
wanna be-
still a king, mate.
I know,
you
but
that-
I'm choosing.
Ah, okay. I forgot that when you get reborn or you have like an isekai moment, you literally get to pick where you're going. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, both they do, bro.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Okay, Lachlan, what do you choose, mate? Would you like?
Yeah, what if you get reborn, you're just the king of fucking nothing, bro. Get shit on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be the king of nothing.
Still a king.
Okay, I've got
Still
one
a king, but you're the king of nothing. Who cares?
I've got one more. Would you rather every shirt you ever wear be kind of itchy, or only be able to use one-ply toilet paper?
One-ply toilet paper. I'd fold
Itchy.
it.
Look, to
no
me,
way.
no. Listen,
I'd take itchy.
no, listen.
Sexy beasts.
You can just
Itchy shit.
No,
Fold it.
listen.
Yeah,
You can just fold the toilet paper more than once.
Kai, stop screaming.
It's like,
We
you're
get
in a
it.
fucking aggressive
He's
mood,
very
man.
passionate. He's very passionate. Okay.
We get
About
your point.
Cinderella and toilet paper.
All right, boys, let's get into it.
Alright.
So we're talking about parasocial relationships. So what is parasocial relationship?
I got a definition.
Thank you.
For everybody.
No, thank you.
No definitions.
No, okay. Hit me with it.
All right,
Tom, go on.
shut up. So parasocial relationships are a one-sided relationship where one person extends emotional, energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona, is completely unaware of the other's existence. Parasocial relationships are most common with celebrities, organizations such as sports teams or television stars.
Yeah, and also, so this day and age, it's probably like more like YouTubers and streamers.
Yeah, anything of like public
And-
influencer.
like shows, like
Mhm.
if you can form a parasocial relationship with people on the show.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's probably bigger with YouTubers nowadays and influencers.
Yeah, just social influencers or any sort of influencer, I guess.
So I just wanted to raise a question.
Mm.
What are the positive and negatives of having a parasocial relationship?
What? Let's start with what do we think? Like, do we think it's good or bad having a parasocial? Do we each think
I don't think
it's good, a good thing, or a
I
bad
don't think that they can be defined as good or bad, because I think that everybody relates to characters and everybody can kind of form their own thoughts and maybe relations with a character on a show or a movie or a sports team, as we just talked about. But I guess it's when it starts becoming more of like a overbearing or overtaking.
So a parasocial relationship is more in terms that it goes that one step further, and you feel like
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
like a friend with
Yeah,
them.
like it's,
like
so that's-
if I read Harry Potter, I feel like I'm a friend of Harry Potter.
Like if
yeah,
you,
like you're in the
Like
book with him
I'm there with him.
or movie.
yeah, 100%. And like like if you are watching a YouTuber all the time, like every day you watch like a couple hours of your favorite YouTuber, and you saw them in real life, you'd feel like you want to go and talk to them like you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But realistically, they have no idea who you are, and you're just
right, and yeah, you're just a viewer and you just
Up
watch
until a few moments ago, they did not know you existed.
yeah.
What was it?
100%. And so this can cause a couple of issues, right?
Yeah.
So my perspective on parasocial relationships can be positive and negative, depending on how what's the word?
How unaware the person is of their stance in the relationship.
As long as it's done in moderation, like you watch them in moderation and you know where you stand, exactly right, in the relationship.
You like, as long as you know you're a viewer and you're a viewer to them.
Okay, no.
You're not their
Can I also
friends.
add that, like, for instance, with parasocial relationships, like, I guess from my understanding of it, not a lot, but for instance, when let's say people are listening to our podcast, right, people can associate themselves with, like, putting in time and energy towards, like, you know, maybe writing comments, like, sending us stuff. Does that count as them being...
If they feel like they're our friend, yes.
Yeah, as in, like, they're part of the podcast,
But-
they're just not talking.
Yeah, right, 100%. So podcasts do it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's funny because podcasts sometimes, like, because most people with podcasts are quite honest with their lives, and they tell a lot about their personal lives. Same as influencers, they
I'd like to.
It's like
I'd
a
like
way
to
to
disagree.
interact.
I'd like to say that everybody that listens is my friend. They can come have a chat. They can come have a chat anytime. This is not a one-way street.
But until you haven't met them, so they can't be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just hit me up.
Every like big person always, like a streamer or influencer, always wants to build a community.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want to build somewhere that they feel like
They could.
people can have more of a connection with them.
So
Do they have a connection to each other, or do they have a connection to the streamer? Because a lot of the time, streamers don't have the ability to interact with as many people as they would like to. Like, for instance,
streamers have way more interaction than like.
oh yeah,
celebrities
but let's say you have 20k people in a chat, right? There's 20k people. A lot of the time, they're either talking to each other or they're like maybe atting you in the chat, and then you're occasionally reading a message.
However,
right?
this is so that is so much more communication with like a quote unquote celebrity.
Yeah,
compared to like traditional celebrities that are like movie stars. So people can have parasocial relationships with like big time celebrities and literally not hear nothing. But with smaller celebrities such as YouTubers and they can have interactions.
Yeah,
which can make that bond stronger, that parasocial relationship stronger.
Yeah.
In terms of parasocial relationships, Twitch streams have the most interaction because it's live and...
For those who are unsure of what Twitch streams are, I'll give you a hand. Twitch is a website for people to broadcast anything from games, watching videos, to just simply talking. People have gained a large following from this. These people are known as streamers. And this broadcasting site allows streamers to directly interact with viewers through either paid messages or in a chat room, which anyone watching the broadcast can comment in. These broadcasts are in real time and the chat rooms are too. So interacting with people all around the world in one space and at a single moment. People range from 1 to up to millions of real-time viewers at once.
As we said.
Yeah, and if you donate money, it just pops up, and then they will respond to it pretty much every time.
Yeah. And
if they
so
don't,
I said the word, it kind of farms, like they kind of farm parasocial relationship. And what farm means is like they take advantage of the situation.
It's like they don't need your money, but people also don't donate to streamers to give them money. They donate for the recognition.
Yeah.
And they donate so they can have their voice heard.
they like being like...
Most of the
and to
time.
strengthen that parasocial relationship.
Yeah.
Most of the time. I'd say 99% of the time. That's right.
Yeah.
And past the stream as well, the streamers a lot of the time don't interact with these people. It's just when they're live that they get the interaction, like from the actual
And that's their job,
Yeah.
right?
And that's where
to build
people
those
need to
parasocial relationships.
understand that it's their job they're doing.
It is literally their job.
Interacting.
As you said, though, like, these people don't mean...
However, could this... Sorry,
no, you're
Tom.
good.
However, could this be like a negative... People, like, jobs like streaming on Twitch and that, could this have a negative effect on people or positive effect on people
Are you saying more?
forming these parasocial relationships?
Are you saying more positive or more negative?
Like,
Yeah. So that's what I want to dive into today.
I think that's more positive.
I think there's actually more negative. Depends how, like, you would approach it, I guess, because there's obsession, and then there's...
Yeah, it's correct. You can create addiction.
I'd like to say,
Yeah, but
I think there's more negative outcomes of parasocial relationship than there are positive, for certain. Absolutely 100%. But I'd also like to say that the positive outcomes are really important. As in, most of the time, they probably are like life-saving. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so give us an example of a positive outcome of a parasocial relationship.
so somebody could be massively depressed or even suicidal, and they just feel like they have no one to talk to. They just go on a stream, and then they can talk to the streamer for, like, as long as they want to make a relationship with them.
Yeah.
100%, and they can be like that support system, right? So it can be used as a support system. So I looked at this article that reflected on the effects of parasocial relationships and its effects with COVID-19 and being in lockdown. So a lot of people use these parasocial interactions and relationships to fill the gap of real life interactions.
Yeah.
So instead of going outside with their friends, they have that content on YouTube to sit there and build this relationship. And because humans need it. Humans need interaction.
Yeah, of course.
On a daily basis. And we thrive for it.
I was going to say, actually, I've been looking at these articles while we've been talking, and there was one that just said that I thought it was pretty good. It said, anyone can engage in parasocial relationships, but it's most prevalent in individuals with low self-esteem and social anxiety. They use these relationships to deal with societal rejection. This type of relationship is most dangerous when engaged in by children, as in, like, younger audiences.
Yeah, 100%.
Thinking, like...
So we were talking about this before, Tom. Yeah. We were talking about it can help with people with fear of rejection. Yeah. So if you're being rejected, say you're a kid and you've been rejected from a group, you can find a YouTuber that encourages you to watch and be yourself and build that parasocial relationship up. And that can lead into addiction or social anxiety.
Yeah. I feel like it's more dangerous for kids because they don't understand as much as when you get older, you understand more and more that it's their job to...
Yeah, you think it's just kind of being like them being friendly or them being interactive.
Yeah. That's why it's a bit more dangerous because they form more of a genuine connection with them. But...
I think that it also, for instance, let's say streamers, right? Like, it really depends on what the target audience of what, let's say, games and stuff they play as well. Like, for instance, there are people that play Roblox. You know, it's meant to be a kid's game. It's meant to literally be one of the, like, it requires nothing but just, you know, your general attention and kids and stuff. But there are, like, 20, 30-year-olds that play it. They spend real life money on it. They make YouTube videos of it. They attract, like, all these like kids' attentions, and, like, they go on servers, and they and all these people, as you said, like, they think that they're best friends with this YouTuber because they get to go into a server with him and, you know, participate in one of his videos or something. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's kind of a delusion. And I think that is, but does that count as a parasocial relationship? Because the other person but the other person technically knows they exist.
They don't interact.
Yeah, they interact, but they don't.
But they're not friends.
Yeah, they're not friends.
It's not like
It's not a relationship.
No.
They're just there.
It's a different type of relationship.
They're just there.
So I read an article about tweens, which are people aged from 9 to 12.
Yeah.
So in 2015, daily viewers of YouTube was at 24%. And they did this research in 2019, and it's increased to 56%. And that's in the United States in that age group. And it's 2021 now, so it's probably gone
even higher,
up again to about 70%. Yeah. And it's gone from 24 minutes to about 54 minutes daily
Wow.
So in this day and age, it's increasingly becoming more normalized to have these parasocial relationships.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the negatives it can bring.
Definitely, like, it could definitely pull you away from going back and joining, I guess, general society, right? Like, a lot of people would much prefer to spend time watching this person or re-watching or watching them live.
So,
like,
it creates that support system, right? And this can be good, so it can be your comfort space, right? So if you go out and you feel anxious, something, you go back. So, but it can also create social anxiety, where that comfort is taken a bit too far and you don't push yourself outside your comfort zones and go back to it, and you don't want to interact with social settings.
Yeah.
Another thing is addiction. As technology is evolving, and such as TikTok, and playing with your focus, the addiction can occur
probably quite quickly as well, right? Like, the video. Yeah, I think the videos are made for short bursts of enjoyment, I guess. Like, they're literally like, what, a minute at max, half the time?
Yeah.
But
with these relationships forming stronger and stronger, you see them as a friend, so you go and watch them every day. Yeah. It can form an addiction where you just keep doing it over and over and over. And these tweens have really no filter, like haven't had life experience, I guess, with it, so they can form quite easily.
And I think what's crazy is the people that they're watching, like, they might be a little bit of the same, like, they have probably relationships with, parasocial relationships with maybe other TikTokers, or, they might find someone that they like, or like a celebrity or something. It's crazy to think that they're kind of, as you said earlier, they're kind of farming I was also thinking it's kind of just like a repetition, right? So a lot of people, they go and watch these videos because they think that they're good, or they're like, oh my god, blah 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 released this video, so I'm going to go watch it, and they can connect with them. But it also becomes like a routine, if that makes sense. Like, they have to do it as a part of their day, or it's just like not the same.
So in the same study that I read, over 53% of the people they did had a strong parasocial relationship with the YouTuber in the tweens. 53.
Actually, no.
So these kids are like looking up, and they feel like they're friends with their favorite YouTuber.
Yeah, but how many of those kids were actually really affected? Like, they probably turn into normal people. It's normal. It's normal to build connections with people. I'm sure back in the day there was different. Instead of YouTubers on TV, you build connections with fucking
movie stars,
show hosts,
big dog, fucking like all these different characters on kids' TV, like PeppaPig,
talk show hosts and stuff like that. Yeah, I do agree. So
it's nothing new. It's been out around for ages.
But the only difference,
I think it's part of growing up.
I agree, but the difference is that kids are spending so much time on technology these days that I have a feeling that more often than not, it will lead to addiction. But
I also think that's the difference between YouTube and TV. TV is on, you get PeppaPig from 4 to 4:30. YouTube's, you can have endless amounts of time with your favorite person all the time.
On YouTube, you have PeppaPig from 1 o'clock one day till 1 o'clock the next day.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I think it creates it's a platform that's not really protected for addiction. So if you're you can become addicted just non-stop watching.
But you know what?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's all about moderation and being aware, and having parents be aware as well, that in regards to kids. But I still think it's a good thing.
Yes.
But you could say this about anything. Too much of anything is a bad thing.
Yeah, it is. But I think that it's harder when you're younger to learn moderation, for one. But I think that when we were younger, for instance, right, we didn't really have a lot of moderation in regards to video games, YouTube, even like, let's say, fizzy drink and stuff like that. Whenever we went to the shops, we'd just buy like 12 bottles of cola or something. Like, it was ridiculous. But
again, it's a thing with growing up.
You learn it. Yeah, you learn it with time.
We don't do that stuff now, but we learn that was
but it's
exactly.
But the thing is, though, when you're a child, it's really hard to understand if YouTube, for instance, added like restrictions to how much you could watch in one day, or your parents made a restriction, and then that means that your parents are being selfish and being stupid, and you just hate your parents because they're taking you away from the things that you are enjoying. It's easier said than done to moderate stuff, and I think once you learn self-moderation, it's so much easier because you yourself are the ones like moderating. You're making reasons for it.
a big positive is, what if that a kid's struggling to make friends at school, and they feel like they're a loser, but developing a friendship with someone that's not there helps them cope with that.
Yeah, that's
helps them cope with.
It can be used as a coping mechanism, 100%, to build these relationships, and that's a big positive, right?
Yeah.
Like some people have spoken.
And I feel like a lot of my personality comes from watching YouTubers.
Yeah.
Well, you were a
growing
big,
up with
avid. I think you watched the most YouTube when we were growing up together.
I still watch YouTube. I spend hours a day still watching YouTube. I still do.
Do you say you have a parasocial relationship with any?
I don't think they're my friends. I see it as entertainment. It passes the time, but I learn. Yeah.
Personally, I see, because I watch so much. Sometimes I watch like hours of it. I feel like if I saw them in real life, I feel like I know more than a random person.
Oh yeah, but it's
so I feel like there is some sort of relationship there.
Yeah, but I also
I know they won't know me.
I'm also self-aware because I'm a fucking stranger.
For me, I think
no idea
it's a thing of when you're going to go. If you did by chance see them in public, you'd get excited to see them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like a celebrity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like,
but the reason why you get excited by seeing a celebrity is because of that parasocial relationship.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you idolize them and you look up to them.
Yeah.
You just give them an incredible amount of respect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Okay, there's a thing I want to bring up. Is it okay for streamers, YouTubers, to play on these parasocial relationships?
I think some play on it, but I actually don't think that as many play on it as you might think. I think that there are people that do their jobs and they are literally just doing a job. A large portion of the time, streamers are less fake than if you were a movie star or if you were doing acting or, that type of stuff. They're not playing a character. They're just being themselves. And then
that's probably why it's so popular.
But
yeah.
Again, you go, Tom. You finish.
No. I was literally just going to finish up with that. That's like how I see it. Like they're just being themselves. They're not playing a role. And
I'd say that's majority, but there are definitely some with malicious intent.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think what Dos was saying is it okay to play on it? Not whether or not they do it or not, but is it okay?
There'd definitely be like streamers and YouTubers out there, but like, oh my god, I love you guys so much. Please subscribe to my channel. Please,
you could say the same
donate,
thing about advertising. Is that ethically okay to advertise? Telling you to do this product. Promote this product constantly.
No, but they're not saying I love you. The advertisement does not say.
Yeah, but they're
not preying on your weakness.
It's...
No, but advertisement don't prey on your weakness.
Yes, they do.
Well, they technically do because they're meant to slip in.
They do. They want you to buy their product.
Yeah, but they don't.
But we have the control to know that they're advertising. That's what I'm saying. They're like it's our responsibility.
Yeah, but they don't prey on your thing on
but
an
it's
emotional level.
all up to their morals and ethics. They can do that.
Can I rebuttal to your advertising statement, Ethan? The advertisement's not personally just for you.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a generalized. Yeah,
but so is fucking.
No, but they can personalize it to you.
That's what I was getting. Advertisements don't attack you on an emotional level more often than not. Whereas because you're a streamer and it's because you've got to build that parasocial relationship, you can easily you get that demographic, so then you can shape what you say and what you're saying based on that demographic.
If a streamer announced a dono and said, "Oh my god, I love you, please donate again next month," that parasocial relationship's going to grow, and they're going to benefit from it.
Yeah, but again, I don't think that's majority.
I get, but
I don't think it's
definitely
something.
something.
Can I also fish in real quick? So there are certain streamers that, as you guys have probably already know and seen, that do like events, kind of like, sub events, like subathons, whatever the hell they're called. They do spin the wheels like on their own like sub wheel, or they do where they literally just watch. For instance, when people watch videos, like watch YouTube videos, and they have to pay money to put a YouTube video in.
It's like they're hanging out with them, right?
No, yeah,
but does that?
But again, they're getting something out of it as well. It's not just they're taking the viewers, not just giving money into an endless pit.
Yeah.
They're doing it for entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to bring up, as we're talking about money, endless pit. OnlyFans.
Yeah.
OnlyFans is literally
A godsend.
their parasocial.
It's literally the definition of what you would like, how you would form a parasocial relationship. Like,
And they're getting money for it. Is that ethically correct?
no, I think that I
think get your money, girl.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but do you
It's
say that
shit.
because they're putting themselves out there, or do you say that to be socially like accepted as someone who's not a bigot towards other people that are over
Or
sexualizing?
for those who don't,
I think people who gonna go into OnlyFans, it's just about a self-aware. Okay, it's
Yeah, but how do you advertise without coming like? How do you sell your stuff without coming across as like you being someone who forms these parasocial relationships?
for those who don't know, OnlyFans is a website that people can produce content to subscribers for money, where they can get messages. Like mostly, it's probably most like
mostly
sexually
sexual stuff.
sexually
Explicit content.
explicit content. But yeah, so they message the subscribers, like personally DM it and form this relationship, this one-sided relationship.
You can also do video calls and everything, which is really strange. Like,
Yeah, if you pay
Back
money.
if you pay money.
Yeah.
But this stuff has been around for ages.
Yeah.
As well. You can say the same thing about prostitution.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I was about to say.
Everything.
The reason why there's such a high demand is because people are paying for it.
And also, I think it's a good thing, OnlyFans, because it's putting more power in the girls, in the people
Well-
actually making the content, rather than having the power in the people receiving the content.
It's safer,
For
like
the
sex work.
girls. Yeah,
Yeah, it is
exactly.
safe for sex
I think it's a
work.
good thing.
But yeah, you're paying for, like, I don't think there's any issue with it. Like, if you're paying for it, like, if you deem it acceptable to pay for it, then there's no issue. It's when
Yeah.
they're scamming you that it becomes a problem. Something you're not asking for. Like, someone says, oh, when you subscribe, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, and when you do, none of that happens. That's when it becomes an issue.
Okay, but then that also fishes towards, let's say, Patreon. It fishes towards Kickstarter.
It's a way.
No, but
Like,
It's a way to support your curators, right?
Yeah.
But you just need to know where that line is.
Well-
You need to. It's got to be okay if you know where you stand on the relationship.
well,
Like Ethan said, you watch it for content.
Yeah,
you're
but
not their
also,
friend.
I'm going to bring up advertising again. You see a fucking Big Mac advertised on TV, you know it's not going to look like that. You know what I'm saying? And you buy that.
because you want
You have to kind of go into it knowing that they're going to advertise it to be as much
But the-
as...
I'm not talking about visuals. I'm talking about basic.
I'm talking...
I know,
yeah, I'm talking
yeah,
about...
yeah. I also want to add that because you've already tasted and had many a Big Mac before you saw that ad,
No,
you
no,
have
I'm
an
saying... But,
expectation
like,
of
what
it
if... No, I'm
is, right?
saying... I'm saying before you even have your first Big Mac.
No, but you could see someone else having a Big Mac. You could see, like, there's the thing is with explicit content where you have to pay for it, like, to even look at it. The chances, the things are different, right? You have to pay for the content. You have to pay for the time. You have to pay for the messages. You have to pay for the blah blah blah. And the problem is the parasocial relationship that you form with that person could be so much more toxic in regards to how much money you give them compared to, like, let's say a Twitch streamer who's small. They have, like, 10 viewers and you're one of the 10 and you form a great relationship with the guy to the point where you become friends with him or something. And then eventually you build it into a relationship. Like,
Twitch is quite interesting because kind of it's like a parasocial relationship where you can communicate with them, where most you can't communicate with them. When they're really big, like Twitch streamers become really big, you don't really communicate with them, and it's more.
That's generalized.
One-sided.
It's even for Twitch streamers themselves. Some people stream because they don't have friends.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
And like they want to like, oh, I'm a bit lonely.
I build a community
stream.
myself,
Yeah.
So it is a good support system for your mental health, I guess. So if a Twitch streamer is feeling sad or upset, he goes and then he talks to his chat, and then they all support him.
Yeah.
Most
So
of the time.
I think all this shit's good. It's all come down to awareness.
Yeah.
And you understanding where you stand
Yeah,
in
100%.
relationship and knowing that money. They want money.
Yeah.
Money sweeter than honey. Money, this money, that.
At the end of the day.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, because the biggest thing is, though, right, when you're a small streamer, a small YouTuber, small anything really, you want to grow it to the point where it can become self-sustainable.
Get money.
Yeah, so it's like self-sustainable where you can get the money, right?
So it's still money.
But then you have to still get the money off businesses, partnerships, people, like the general populace that watch you and like your content.
And how do you get that? By milking the out of the people that watch you.
Yeah, but then
by being a the most nice person you can play on the screen.
I just want to say back to Ethan's thing. Where did that? But then it's different. Were you responding to my thing where I said that?
No, I'm saying that only people are gonna talk up their shit, like in their description of their OnlyFans, obviously, because they want your money.
And that's what I'm talking about.
I'm saying Macca's is going to talk up their shit because they also want your money.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's an issue with that because at the end of the day, there's a common sense aspect to it. And
yeah, exactly.
If there's only a problem is if Big Mac was advertising a fucking Big Mac. And
then you get a McChicken.
And then you get a McChicken. That's when it becomes an issue. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it comes... Yeah.
Bro, that's just straight up a scam. Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, as in,
everything you're describing right now, Kai, is literally just a scam.
But that's what I'm saying. In terms of OnlyFans, I don't have any issue with it, only if they're advertising something that they aren't providing.
Kai, have you been scanned on OnlyFans again?
I've never been scanned on OnlyFans.
To your knowledge.
Yeah. I get everything I pay for, baby.
All right. Okay, let's do a little bit of a summary. What are the effects mentally on positively and negatively for parasocial relationships? So it can create a support system, also induce social anxiety.
But it also can help with people that have social anxiety.
It can cause obsession.
The chance of addiction.
Addiction leading into obsession.
These are all extreme circumstances. I think in the majority, in the average person, average Joe, it's a good thing.
I think it's going to go up though. It's definitely going to increase. Like I said, statistics before, it's on the rise. It's normalized. Kids have so many devices now.
Yeah.
From the age of so young, they're
4-year-olds
creating these. But creating these relationships.
Can I also add,
YouTubers and streamers?
When you're a kid and you were watching TV, any sort of TV, like box office or whatever the hell the other one was, you would form. Maybe minor, but it was still a parasocial relationship with certain characters of shows that you would watch, right? I just don't know, like, those statistics, in my opinion, when you think about it, but you could pull it back and you could say that people form parasocial relationships with people in books.
It's always been the same.
Yeah, I think that...
Yeah, you're right. But, however, the only difference is these YouTubers, and they're addressing you directly.
And also, it comes back down to the thing where it comes back to YouTube is available all day, every day. And one show might be on for half an hour a day. So the TV moderates your exposure to your idol or whoever it is.
So now we're just talking shit on capitalism.
Well, I mean, it's pretty shit in itself, but yeah.
So, I just wanted to
Communism!
say... So I just wanted to say, if you could take one thing away from this episode is... If you are a parent or going to become a parent or become a parent in the future.
We don't know anything about parenting.
If you look after someone.
Just be mindful of parasocial relationships with your kids and just make sure that you're limiting their time on YouTube, I guess.
And make sure they don't ever take your credit card to spend money on that. That would be bad.
And buy my OnlyFans.
Yeah, buy Ethan's OnlyFans.
But Tom, how are they going to get the Fortnite V-Bucks?
That's true. How are they going to get the V-Bucks to buy Ninja's new skin?
Nah, bruh. That fucking... I don't know the currency for Roblox, but Roblox money, bro.
Isn't it literally Roblox?
They're called Robux. Yeah.
Roblox. Has anyone else got anything to say?
I think that, as you said, I think a good takeaway is just moderation is key. It's very hard to moderate children because a lot of the time they can get very antsy and, like, in your face about it. But at the end of the day, it'll do better for them. Make sure you try and teach them self-moderation. I know that comes with age a lot of the time, but you can actually...
It's not even just kids, right? You just take a step back, reflect.
Even with yourself.
Even yourself.
Self-reflect.
Yeah. Reflection is key.
Brad Pitt's not your friend. He has no idea who the you are.
All right, thank you guys again.
As you know that, you'll be okay.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to an episode of The Couch Project.
And join the giveaway.
If you haven't checked out our socials yet, there's a giveaway still on.
Only a few weeks left.
I think there's probably like 250 entries at the moment. We found out we're 187th podcast in the nation at the moment.
First in the self-help category.
That's really cool. That is really cool. I like that.
So we're getting. So thank you guys for the support so far. And if you haven't checked out our socials, go.
Hey
check
guys,
them out.
there's a 1 in that number.
There's a 1 in.
We'll get
Does that
there.
mean we're
We are number 1.
We
All right, love you guys.
Love you
All right.
Love you
Form a
too.
parasocial relationship with us.
Yo, I did not. I meant love you
We
guys.
will
Yo.
feed on you. We will feed on you.
Even though we talk shit about it the whole episode, we want you here.
Please,
All right.
please like, subscribe.
Love you guys.
Catch your
Bye.
eyes, boys.
Boy.
Thanks for listening. With love and peace, Greg.